In this video, we'll talk about the many different versions of the Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. The original Tyrannosaurus power coin was given by Zordon to Jason, who later passed that power to his successor, Rocky. This grants them the power to turn into the Tyrannosaurus-themed Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, although their Zord had been changed into the Dragon Thunder Zord by the time Rocky took over. Both of these individuals had an armored upgrade that they used on the show, with Jason using the Dragon Shield that he got from Tommy the Green Ranger, along with the Dragon Dagger. Rocky, on the other hand, received a metallic armor upgrade alongside all his other teammates. There was also this additional Ninja Ranger mode that increased his agility and gave access to multiple ninja skills. This happened after the Rangers switched to using ninja power coins, with Rocky's new Zord being an ape. Rocky's ancestor, Rock-Ko from the 1800s, also temporarily became the cowboy-themed Wild West Red Ranger because of some weird time travel shenanigans. And it is also important to note that on the show, both Jason and Rocky eventually inherited new Zeo powers, becoming the Gold and Blue Zeo Rangers respectively. But that's a story for another time. Now, there are two movie versions of them, which are not canon to the main TV show's timeline, featuring different transformations. For the 1995 Power Rangers movie, Rocky's Red Ranger suit was only slightly different and included this built-in power scope to scan surrounding enemies. Steve Cardenas reprised his role of Rocky for the movie, and the only Zord we see is the Red Ape Ninja Zord made from terrible 90s CGI. For the 2017 movie, we see an even more updated and modernized look for Jason's transformation, including a different-looking suit, power coin, and power sword. And instead of Austin St. John reprising his role, Jason was played by Dacre Montgomery. We also got to see an updated look of the Tyrannosaurus Zord, with much better VFX this time. It is also worth mentioning that in the movie, Zordon, played by Bryan Cranston, was the original Red Ranger before Jason, seen in action during the movie's opening scene. While Power Rangers is an American adaptation of Toei's Super Sentai series, the whole thing went full circle when that very same Japanese studio parodied Power Rangers in an episode of Hikonen Sentai Akiba Ranger, where, due to reality warping, the USA became the originator for the colorful masked heroes, with the introduction of a full-blown American team known as the Powerful Rangers. Back to the actual Power Rangers, there's a recent collaboration between Hasbro and Ninjakidz TV for the production of an officially licensed Power Rangers web series, featuring new, unique Mighty Morphin-themed outfits designed by Tokujay. Now, let's move on to the Boom Studios Power Rangers comics, which, like the movies, also exists in a separate continuity from the TV show. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover featured two interesting mutant versions of the Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. On one hand, there's Raphael, the Ninja Turtle who gained access to those powers, making him the Red Turtle Ranger. And on the other hand, Jason himself later underwent mutation, turning himself into a Tyrannosaurus human hybrid, dubbed as the Red Mutant Ranger. Prior to that, there was a moment when Jason lost his powers, but, inspired by the Ninja Turtles, decided to continue to fight unmorphed as the Red Ninja Ranger. In a different crossover event with the Justice League, Jason used the Red Hood's mask and Azazel's burning sword, both items belonging to characters from the DC universe. During the Rise of Dracon's story arc, Jason entered a unique mode where his suit was entirely green, but still maintained its original Tyrannosaurus look. This was after he and the Rangers had their powers taken away, but managed to re-tap into the Morphin grid through the Green Ranger's Dragon Coin. In the alternate future timeline of Power Rangers: The Return, Jason became the battle-worn Rogue Red Ranger, remaining almost permanently morphed as he engaged in crime fighting and counter-terrorism operations all over the world. The comics also featured many other additional new users of the Red Mighty Morphin powers, apart from Jason and Rocky. In the dystopian future timeline under Lord Draken's rule, there are these Tyrannosaurus sentries that serve him as his personal soldiers. They draw their power directly from the Morphin grid by each harnessing a fraction of the T-Rex coin's energy that once belonged to Jason. One of these sentries turned out to be Skull, who was working undercover for the Resistance. Much later, his partner Bulk would use the remains of that world's broken T-Rex power coin to become the Red Draken Ranger, as part of a team of 6 under the lead of Lord Draken. And that was just one of the many instances that the comedic duo became Power Rangers. Overall, in the comics, there have been a total of 5 different female users of variants of the Red Mighty Morphin powers. Sort of. There's Britt from the all-new Ranger team from the MMPR Pink mini-series. There's Grace Sterling, who was part of Zordon's early Ranger recruits back in 1969. And Trini, the Yellow Ranger, who swapped powers briefly with Jason. All 3 of them were Red Rangers for a short period only. And then there's Rian, the Red Squadron Ranger, who was the first ever Red Ranger on Earth. In a fight against Dark Spectre thousands of years ago, she shifted through the forms of various future Red Rangers, including Mighty Morphin. She eventually became the Red Emissary, one of the guardians of the Morphin grid, whose physical appearance shifts between all different Red Rangers throughout history. And the 5th addition to the lineup of female Mighty Morphin Reds is Lauren Sheba. Once known as the Red Samurai Ranger, in Power Rangers Prime she acquired a new T-Rex power coin made by Rita Repulsa to become the Prime Red Ranger. She even has a miniature Tyrannosaurus Zord named TZ. Now, if we move back to the live-action TV series, technically Troy, the Red Megaforce Ranger can also be included on this list, as he could enter Legendary Ranger mode and gain access to Red Mighty Morphin powers through the use of these special keys. And there are other legendary Red Mighty Morphin devices like Dino Chargers and Power Stars, but unlike the legendary keys, they only exist as official merchandise and don't appear on the show. Throughout the run of the original series, Jason had several evil duplicate versions of him that mimicked his powers, such as Justin the Dark Red Ranger, Twin Man, and Primator, who even turned into this weird red-green hybrid ranger. Rocky also had his powers cloned during his return in Super Ninja Steel's team-up episode, resulting in these evil red Robo-Rangers. And speaking of that, we should note that both Jason and Rocky have returned multiple times in later seasons with their Red Mighty Morphin powers having returned, sometimes with explanation and sometimes without. Just plot convenience. And apart from Zeo, if we look at the comics, Jason also had other alternate Ranger forms we haven't mentioned, like being the Red Omega Ranger, who was then possessed by the Death Ranger, and there was that time he swapped powers with Trini to become Yellow, and he was also the mysterious Prisoner Ranger from Lord Draken's alternate future timeline. And in the Godzilla crossover, he became the Red Kaiju Ranger, who pilots the Red Rodan Kaiju Zord. A bonus mention of Jay's son, the Red Meower Ranger, from an official parody series that we should consider as 100% canon to the Power Rangers multiverse. We might as well also include officially licensed physical toys and board games, with unique Red Rangers that were directly inspired and remodeled after Mighty Morphin. The Cobra Kai crossover Lightning Collection featured Miguel Diaz as the Red Eagle Ranger, based on Rocky's Ninja Ranger form during his time in MMPR. The Street Fighter crossover Lightning Collection featured Ken Masters as the Soaring Falcon Ranger, remodeled after the Red MMPR, and Santa Claus from the Heroes of the Grid board game, who also morphed into a Power Ranger using his reindeer coin. Fortnite also did a crossover collaboration with Power Rangers, giving us a live-action Red Ranger with a minigun, with the game featuring many other unique Mighty Morphin-themed aesthetics and animations. As you know, this video only covers the many alternate versions of the Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger and Ranger forms that might be associated with it, with a little extra bits about Jason and Rocky, and does not include tens of other Red Rangers from other unrelated teams out there. Thank you for watching.